So, about 2 weeks ago, we put up the question and answer video.
Like to ask for questions.
Yes, and now we have all your questions, and hopefully we have some answers. Oh my goodness, lots of questions. Pretty exciting. Right now we're sitting in Ikebukuro, as you can see.
Welcome to Ikebukuro. I think it's a thing with a hat. Yeah? I don't know.
And we're going to answer your questions as we walk around from Ikebukuro to somewhere else. So we're just going to keep walking and answering questions. First question that we have comes from Age Ranger 03, and he says, "How you doing?" And we're doing pretty good.
I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, definitely hungry. We tend to just get on the train and go in hopes that we'll find food, so we need food. The other person, John Doe, asked us our thoughts about Ikebukuro versus Akihabara, and if they're similar. Ikebukuro is a little bustling. There's a lot of movement here. There's a lot of food here and a lot of things to do here, but it's not super exciting. I would say
it's medium exciting. It's medium. Not like Shinjuku or something. And there's good shopping areas, there's good shopping districts and stuff. And
there's that man that's dressed really nicely.
But it's
wow.
it is nothing like Akihabara. Like they don't even like I never would have even lined up in my head that they were the same place.
Yeah.
So
if you've never been to either one, they're very, very different.
And maybe there's a part of the neighborhoods or something that I'm missing that is similar, but I haven't ever seen anything that like lined that up. Ikebukuro seems a little like hipper and like where like fashionable people go for shopping, like on the north side of Tokyo. I don't know. I think that of the two, I would live in Ikebukuro, but I would like to go to visit Akihabara to play video games and stuff, or shop for video games. But like Ikebukuro is way more livable.
Yeah, I would live in Ikebukuro and go to Akihabara, if that helps answer your question at all. Okay, just a warning, I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of names throughout this video.
What about
Zolo,
my name?
Now I got that one down, I think. Zolo Athienho asked us about our plans and thoughts about Sweden and why we wanted to go there. And I guess that we haven't presented how much we love Tommy and Emma, who are our friends in Sweden, and they live there. We want to go see them, and we'd love to live in Sweden if we had the chance. So that's why we want to go to Sweden.
Because we met nice people from Sweden.
And also it's cold there, and that's nice.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Paintball Nerd asked, how often did you get sick, if at all, after traveling in Japan? Also, how severe was it? We traveled in Japan for 5 weeks in 2010, and now we live here, and at no point during any of the time in Japan have we really been sick. We've had some colds since we've lived here, but we've never really been like anywhere near sick. Yeah, so Japan's really clean and nice, and you don't have to worry about being sick.
But he did ask, after you went to Japan, did you get sick? And the answer to that is a little different, because after we were in Japan when we were traveling, we went to India, and we got really, 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 really fucking sick in India. So, but I don't think it was the Japan fault. Japan's super clean. You're not gonna get sick traveling here. It's not like you're gonna get like bad water stomach or something like that.
Yeah, so okay, you don't have to worry.
You'll be all right.
Delanton asked, have you been to any higher end restaurants? As we sit in First Kitchen, no.
So First Kitchen is like a little restaurant that serves like fast food-ish type of pasta. I mean, it's not like bad fast food, it's actually quite good. They have burgers and pasta and stuff like that. And bubble tea, and they have a peach yogurt drink that we might get.
Yeah. So for higher end restaurants, we really don't go there because we like to save money. And I don't want to waste my money on going to a restaurant that's just going to give me the same amount of food as somewhere cheap.
And I'm strongly convinced that the best food in the world is cheap food. Like, if you find somebody who makes one thing super well and it's cheap, it's probably incredible. But if you go someplace that's like expensive food and stuff, I don't know, I just don't enjoy it that much. I'd rather eat something that like, I don't know, like one thing that's perfect. You're not gonna find somebody, not gonna make somebody that has one thing that's perfect and they're gonna charge a lot for it. Like, I don't know, maybe it does happen, but yeah. I'm always happier if I can find a deal that's amazing than I am to find something that's not a deal that's amazing. So at First Kitchen, Katie has a shrimp and avocado pasta. And is it any good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Was it cheap? Kind of.
It was like 600 yen.
Yeah, so $6 American ish. And then I have a eggplant pasta. And that's what we did. So we aren't connoisseurs of expensive foods.
Sherry125 asked, would it be easier to go to school as an exchange and then start to live in Japan? I think that that's wise, very wise. I think it's very important to go to a place before you decide to live there.
Without the commitment of actually like living there.
Yeah, if we had come here and had a 1-year contract to work here, I think it would have been a lot harder if we hadn't had that 5-week experience of understanding Japan a little bit. Those 5 weeks didn't let us know everything about Japan, certainly, but it did let us know that it was a comfortable place to live. Jumping into anywhere without knowing it might cause a lot more culture shock than you want, and it might cause you just to give up.
And it would be awesome if you had the chance to like get some Japanese under your belt before you came, because we didn't. We came here on like 3 weeks notice, and it would just be really cool to get like all the really basic stuff out of the way and come here like ready for conversation, because your language level would like explode. So that's something else to keep in mind. Michael No asks, have you ever visited Jiro's sushi restaurant? This is something people ask us a lot actually since that documentary was out, and the answer to that is no, it's too expensive. Like I will go get Genki sushi and spend $20. I will not go to Jiro sushi and spend $200. But if somebody wanted to send us $200 specifically to go eat there, I'll go do it. But I probably won't make a video because it seems like that dude might get angry and like chop your head off.
So that's a $200 investment that you'll get nothing back on, except for our happiness. Please invest. All right, Alex Banks asked us, are you fearful of natural disasters? And the short answer is no. We don't worry about it, we don't make any precautions about it. If something bad's gonna happen, it's just gonna happen. And we won't know what to do then, we don't know what to do now, and it'll be all right, or we'll be dead. Okay.
Or maimed. It could just be maimed.
Yeah.
Look at, we have a peach float now, and it's got tapioca balls, bubble tea, like balls in it. It's all right.
We have to finish this because he has it in his hand and he's gonna drink it quite quickly.
All right, what's next?
All right. Sassy Fish and Widing also talked about not natural disasters in general, but they wanted to know about our thoughts on radiation and the problems at Fukushima. We don't worry about it. Everybody else is walking around, they don't look deformed, so we're feeling pretty good.
We don't think about it. Part of the reason that we don't think about it is because, especially when we first came here, we came here right after the disaster happened, and it was so difficult to get reliable information. Like, you didn't know who to believe. There was just like, it was just a waste of time to beat your head against the wall, like listening to different news outlets and like, is the government covering things up or whatever. There's all these people arguing, and it's just like, whatever, I don't have time to think about this. So we're just here, we're quite a ways away from Fukushima. We hope we don't eat fish that's got like, you know, extra eyeballs. So like, if like Blinky, the fish from The Simpsons, like shows up on my plate at the sushi restaurant, I won't eat it. But until then, I don't know, I don't even think about it. All right, XJ420X asks, does it suck when you have to drive on the left side of the road? I know, very lame question, but it's something I've always wondered. He called himself out.
It doesn't really suck at all. It's pretty fine. I was worried when I started doing it that it was going to be really hard, but it turned out really easy, and it just started to feel natural. But every now and then when I am driving, I do drive on the right side of the road, and then I get really confused, and then I figure out what I'm doing wrong before I kill us.
All right, Diego Kid, 69 Super Lex, Godzaman, Pozo Lahiri, and Alex Banks. Last one was easy. They all asked basically, with all the places you went to on your world trip, what made Japan stand out as a place you wanted to settle in Japan, or why not Taiwan, for example? Why did you decide to stay in Japan? Why live in Japan? Things like that. So why live in Japan?
It's easy.
It is easy, but why did you come here? in the first place?
When we came to visit, it was just exciting. You think about Japan and you just think about technology, and you think about that it's an exciting place, a different place, a faraway place. That's why we came to visit. We came to live because when we came here, out of most of the places that we went, most of the places that we went felt far away and hard and difficult. Japan felt kind of like home and easy and natural and comforting and accessible.
So when we came to Japan, it was like the 10th country or something that we came to in Asia. And when we got here, it was like, wow, this is a lot like America. Because after you're in China or something, like this is very American-like. So it was easy. It was like being able to step out of America and go live someplace else without like jumping in super deep into a place. It would be so different that like it might be shocking like for us. So it was like a good middle ground, I think.
Yeah. So in general, it's easy, and
we had friends that lived here. We could ask them a lot of questions as well. That helped a lot. So we were able to just hit them with questions about what it would be like and things we could expect. So that helped a little.
Another thing that might go with this question was like, what other countries were we considering at the time that we chose Japan? We were considering Thailand and Korea.
And Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So those are the other places that we considered, and Japan is where we ended up. Angry Mocha Productions and Ray Renard asked if we would still be making videos after we leave Japan, or in the future basically, if we leave this country. Yes, we were making videos long before we came to Japan, and we'll probably be making videos long after we're out of Japan.
I actually wondered about that though. I don't know, like if we just moved to America and got jobs like doing stuff like mundane-ish jobs. I don't know, that's wrong. That seems weird to say that, but what would we make videos about? I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure like how many people watch our videos for like just watching us experience things, or how many people watch videos because we're like in specific places. I don't know. Like, if we're not doing something interesting, I won't make a video though. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
You are going to watch my video of working at a laundromat, okay?
I would watch that.
I would watch it, yeah. So Angry Mocha Productions also asked, have you considered daily vlogging in regards to our videos? And?
That ties into what I just said. I don't know if I could make that interesting.
Like, we worry that once you start doing this every day, maybe you won't see the positive of everything, and it'll just start getting negative. Because you won't have much to say, and you'll just start thinking about the things that are bad, and you'll start reporting the things that are bad, and I don't know, then it'll just start sucking. Yeah. So we'd rather just keep it not daily, and when good things are happening or interesting things are happening, and not just when anything is happening.
Like when McDonald's has a special burger.
Yeah. Another person, Sharon Phillips, asked, why don't you have learn a Japanese word on every video? Because we don't speak good Japanese. And we don't feel like we're professional enough at that.
There are way better places to get instruction on how to speak Japanese.
I can only imagine the comments if we started doing that. It would just be, sometimes we get bad comments about like things that we do understand. Now, things that we don't understand, we should probably just steer clear of that. So sorry about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources on the internet. Just look them up. There's so many people that can help you with that are actually like bilingual and can actually do a good job with it.
Carl Singable, I think that's correct, says best hotels in Japan?
Oh, that's one easy.
We don't know, we sleep in cars.
I sleep in a van.
No, we would say the most exciting one are love hotels.
Yeah,
because you never know what's gonna happen when you go in there. You'll end up with a sauna, it might smell like cigarettes, there's porno channels, it's just, you never know. You really don't, it's so exciting.
They're usually cheap too.
Yeah, they are the cheapest hotels because you don't pay per person, you pay per night.
Yeah, so, but we haven't really been to a ton of hotels, so like I couldn't recommend anything specific. Like some of the like traditional hotels can be cool, but like usually they're kind of expensive. Person.
Name the llama.
Good name, by the way.
Yeah, we like that. The llama's name is Sharon.
Sharon?
Sharon.
Or Philip.
Sharon Phillips. Wait, that was a person?
Yeah, that is a person.
Oh no. Okay, anywho. So Name the Llama asked, where'd it go? So Katie and Eric, how did you get enough money to travel Asia?
We robbed a bank.
I'm pretty good at robbing.
We just sold literally everything we owned And then we didn't go out to eat dinner for like 2 years and saved every penny we made.
I moved in with my parents.
Yeah,
and
briefly, for only a little while.
a couple of months to save a good chunk of money, not paying a mortgage at that point. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and like if you do things like just like get rid of your cell phone. Like we got rid of our cell phone bill, and like when you think about it, you know, maybe that's $50 a month, but when you say, well, how much is that a year?
$100 a month.
Or
That's
yeah,
$1,200
two
a
people,
year.
$100 a month. That's $1,200 a year right there that you can just save just by not having that.
Get rid of things you don't need.
Yeah, look at everything that you have and be like, what do I need to have? And you can really, really cut back on stuff, or most people can.
Craigslist was really good to get rid of our stuff, and I also did a I did a yard sale, but what I did is I took pictures of everything that we owned and I gave it to all my friends. So I didn't just hold a yard sale, like I made it so that the yard sale could go anywhere and I could give it to anyone, and we got rid of a lot of things that way. Making our items accessible to other people instead of making them come to our items.
Like friends
really
and
helped.
stuff. It's not like we were standing on the corner giving things out. It
Yeah.
was like people she works with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
thought
mean,
that was really helpful.
I mean, and we do have some things. We still have some things back in the States in her brother's house and in a friend's house, but not a whole lot. I guess at this point we could probably cut it back too.
I have a bed.
Yeah, should we have a bed? I need the bed. I haven't been to that bed in a long time.
I like that bed. Hide and Go Sneaker asked, if you could go back in history for any one event, what would it be? And 2 things come to mind for me. I would like to be Amelia Earhart, yes, be her, and go and see what happened to her. I think that would be really exciting. Also, I'd be flying planes, which would be really exciting too. My other one would be working for NASA during the moon landing, Apollo 11, and being personally involved with it, not just sitting at home watching it on television, like personally involved and feeling really more connected to it and seeing that moment happen.
Would you want to be in Apollo 11, like on the flight?
No.
Why not?
No,
Why?
I can't go out there.
So what she is essentially saying is she wants to take the death sentence of being Amelia Earhart, but she's afraid of the Apollo 11 flight in which they all returned. There's holes in the logic here.
There is some holes in that logic. That's fine.
I think I would want to be associated with the Apollo 8 flight, because for me, that was probably the coolest of the flights that they made back in the day.
Also, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln came to mind too. I don't know why I would want to be there, but when this question was asked, that was the first thing that came to my mind. I think that's slightly disturbing.
It is a little weird.
Yeah, but you look like Abraham Lincoln.
I don't want to get shot through the head.
Well, I got news for you. Geektacular X asked, if people in Japan have strange diets such as vegetarianism and vegan diets,
Yeah, veganism, is that a thing?
veganism, yeah, I don't know. We don't tend to see these diets. Most of the Japanese adults that we hang out with, they don't have diets like this. So I don't think that it's very common here.
I did have a friend, an older friend who, like in her 70s, who was a vegetarian, but like a light vegetarian. She would eat like some meat very rarely, so it wasn't like a strict thing, but she didn't really like to eat it very much. But I don't think it's very common though. I think most people here just eat meat.
Another thing that brings up is when you're in the public school system here in Japan, you don't have a choice as to what you eat. So they don't build this choose your own diet type situation. Like, you eat whatever they serve you, and it's going to contain meat, it's going to contain things, a variety of things, and you have no choice. That's what you eat for lunch.
So when you go to restaurants and stuff, if you want to get like a vegetarian meal, it's going to be difficult to find things on the menu that are vegetarian a lot of times. There are exceptions, but I'm thinking even like ramen and stuff is made with like pork broth and like there's meat in the broth and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's not something we think about a lot though, but it would be tricky as a vegetarian to come here and eat without having to constantly ask for things with no meat in them.
Geektacular also asked if there was anything that you discovered in Japan, any food, that you couldn't live without. And 2 things come to mind for me. One is edamame. I never ever in my life want to not have that. It's so good. It's just such a good snack. And tamagoyaki. Both of those are just so delicious.
What about katsudon?
katsudon, I have it once a month. It is my favorite Japanese food, but if I didn't have it anymore, it would be okay. Like edamame and these little snacks, these are the things I want.
I would really miss cheap sushi. I mean, I think you can get it outside of Japan, but it's still good and cheap here, so I would miss that a lot.
Rockapalooza 1 says, how did you guys go about dropping everything to start your great adventure? First you gotta decide that you're actually gonna do it. And then you go about saving as much money, throwing away everything that you don't need, and detaching yourself from your life.
It's really not that hard. It's really more about the decision to do it. Like when you decide to do it and you actually commit to it, then it just all falls into place.
Yeah. So make a decision, and then you're done.
Okay, it looks like D-side, but it looks like Day-side. The username is the Day-side. He says, she says, this person says, I've got a question for Eric. I've noticed you've got tattoos. I know the Japanese people aren't fond of it, but since you are a foreigner, it's kind of okay. But what if you want another tattoo, can you get one in Japan as a foreigner? Yeah, and another person named the Llama actually also said a question that was similar, saying that tattoos are associated with gangs here and all those things. Have I experienced any problems? Is it hard to get a job? Blah, blah, blah. Basically, no. Like, I know people a lot of times on the internet talk about like, oh my God, you have a tattoo, you're gonna have a hard time in Japan, but it really doesn't matter. Like, it's not a big deal at all. Especially like in like Tokyo or Osaka or something. Maybe if you go out in the country, it's more of a big deal, but that's kind of how it is everywhere else too. Like you go in like rural America, if you're covered in tattoos, people are gonna look at you strange, but if you're in like New York City, it's not a big deal. So, I mean, we live right near Tokyo, so it's not like, it's not even something that I think people even think about. I mean, I think it might be weirder that I'm 6'7" white guy than I have tattoos. People probably notice that more. As far as the job thing goes, like, I mean, as a teacher, like, you don't really want to, like, I'm not gonna walk around the school with my tattoos out, so I just wear a long sleeve shirt. So, like, it solves that problem. And, I don't know, he said, can you get more here? Of course you can get more here. There are 2 tattoo parlors here. And it's, like, common, normal, non-gang Yakuza people have tattoos here. Like, young people, they have tattoos here. Like, you'll see people with tattoos on their ankle or something, or on their arms. It's not as common as it is in other countries, but it does exist, and it's not like a big deal. So there are like normal, chill tattoo parlors that you can go to, just like in any Western country or anything. So there just isn't that big of a hindrance at all.
Loliet M says, does anime have a big influence in Japan, like it seems to have? In my head, I think that anime doesn't have a big influence. It has the same influence as cartoons do in America, but the one thing that it does have is longevity amongst its viewers.
Yeah,
people tend to stay with it more than people in America that read comic books or whatnot. I think that anime stays more ingrained in the people who enjoy it than cartoons and comic books do in America.
But we're not really into anime at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that culture at all. So it's a really difficult question for us. I mean, some people are into it, but most people, like common people that you just meet, like, I don't think that they're really super into it. But it's kind of like how, like, in the States, there's, like she said, there's comic book people, like, who are into comic books, right? And, like, that's what their hobby is. And here, there's, like, anime people, and they're into anime. But it doesn't mean that like everybody in America is into comic books. Like not everybody loves Superman. So I guess it's kind of like that, but I don't know. It's kind of like, we're kind of out our depth talking about that, but that's from our perspective how it looks.
Mr. Rapture 1234 asked, is teaching English in Japan or anywhere else what you plan to do long term? I don't think that I really thought I'd be doing this short term, so I'm surprised that I've been teaching English this long. I kind of see myself going back to school, learning how to be an accountant and crunching numbers all day. Like that's my dream job. It's so sad. Yeah, so I don't see myself doing this long term, yelling at kids all day about English that I probably don't understand any better than they do. It doesn't feel so natural.
You're slightly better at English than they are. Slightly.
Chotto.
I don't know. I definitely don't feel like it's something that I want to do forever, but for right now, it's pretty fun. I don't have a problem with it. There's some days that are awesome, but then there's Fridays, which are terrible. And yeah, so I don't plan on doing it forever, but I also don't have any other ideas right now on what I want to do, so I'm content with the current actions that I'm making in my career.
Good, good.
Call it a career as a joke.
Little Livy X says, oh, also, Hikori-chan, Sam Mino, and Alyssa Wells asked, where would you guys like to go next, or where are you planning to go next, and what country do you want to live in next? We don't know.
No idea. Like, we thought Sweden would be fun, but it's like somewhat difficult to get a working visa there.
Yeah.
So that's, unfortunately, at the moment, looks like it might be off the list, but maybe we'll find a way to get there. We'd like to travel. We'd like to go to, there's only a few countries left in East Asia we haven't been to, like Vietnam and the Philippines and Myanmar. So there's a few places in East Asia that I would like to go to at some point.
Well, that's like visiting. Where do you want to
Yeah.
live
Yeah, well, I
next?
mean, they said go to next, so I'm talking about, you know, yeah. So for traveling, like, I'd like to hit some of those places. Really would like to travel in Europe as well, because we...
The UK. Lots of people asked about the UK.
Yeah, sure, we'll go to the UK.
We'll go there.
But yeah, like to get a motorbike or something and like motorbike from Portugal to like Istanbul or something, that's like, that would be amazing. But then we also saw like next year they're having the World Cup in Brazil, so maybe it would be really cool to go there. And then like I was thinking like Central Africa sounds fun. I don't know, the world's a pretty big place.
Central Africa does not sound fun.
Yeah, it does. It sounds fun around like that lake, what's it, Lake Victoria or something? It's Central Africa. It looks fun. So yeah, there's a lot of places that I want to go. As far as living, man, I have no idea.
Yeah, we have no idea what's next. Tomorrow, Sunday.
We're probably going to live in Japan tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Mark Piera, I hope I said that right, asked our favorite car. And I don't know what Eric's is, but mine is my car. It's my favorite car. His name is Champ. He took us all over America, and he's just an amazing car that I haven't driven in almost 5 years. So, yeah.
I don't know if I really have a favorite car. I don't
He
know.
likes BMWs a lot, constantly telling me about BMWs.
But I would never buy one. They're too expensive. Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Cars? I'm kind of glad I don't have a car. I like the train.
I also like Plotz. Plotz was a great car.
Oh, yeah, that was a car.
Tommy and Emma's car was really nice. Michelle asks, what are your top 5 cities, places, towns, things to do, visit in Japan? And dancing, I assume this is KT as well. What's your favorite city in Japan? So we're just going to name some cities and the first word that comes to mind. Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah. It's so diverse. Like, every neighborhood feels completely different. It's amazing.
Yokohama.
It's really clean, and it is...
Windy.
It is windy, but it's by the ocean, of course. So it's a little windy, and it's really clean, and it seems like it would be a cool place to live.
Kumagaya.
Home.
Home.
Yeah, it feels like home still to us, even though we haven't lived there in over, I don't know, 6 months or something.
Musashirawa.
Boring.
Work.
Work, yeah, it's kind of boring, but it's close to Tokyo, so it's
And that's
not
where
bad.
we live now.
Yeah.
Sapporo.
I don't remember a whole lot about it, to be honest. It's a small city. It seems quaint. It's probably okay to live.
Sendai.
Nice. Sunday is very nice. It's like a lot of outdoorsy stuff around. You can go hiking and you can do a lot of things. There's a beach nearby. So like,
Starkeys.
Stark, yeah, our friends live there. Probably shouldn't drop their names into it though.
Oops.
So there's lots of like, it's a cool place. I would like to live there.
And that's kind of the cities that come to mind.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been to a lot of places in Japan. It's weird to say, but
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima, I wouldn't want to live there. It feels industrial. The park there for the bombing and all that, like the memorial park, is really nice, but like it didn't feel like a really great place to live. Like it was okay, but Kyoto, Osaka. Osaka is like gritty and it's kind of like in a good way, has personality. And Kyoto is, you know, lots of temples and stuff, lots of tourists. So So I'm not sure. Living in the area might be okay, but I don't know. I'm not really sure.
My
But
favorite would be Kumagaya.
really,
Yeah, just because I feel like I know it, I understand it, and I love it.
I think I like Tokyo. It's hard to pass it up. It's just so much stuff here.
Yeah, Tokyo feels unknown, too big, we'll never understand.
I feel like I'm getting to know it is the thing. Like certain neighborhoods, like in little pieces.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
I don't feel that way. Brandon Smith asked, how much do you make a year as a teacher in Japan? I'm gonna break it down by month. I didn't realize year was in there. By month, foreign English teachers tend to make 200,000 to 300,000 yen per month. So times that by 12 and you'll have a year.
So I mean that works out to like around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. But you got to keep in mind what things cost and everything. So it sounds like it might be a lot, but it's only enough to save. I mean, you can save some money. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Melissa Peterson wrote, I know you guys traveled a lot in the past. My question is, what place on earth is your most favorite spot? And I think the true answer to this is that I probably haven't found it yet. It's somewhere out there, but I don't think it's places that I've already been. But out of the places that I've already been, the spot that comes to mind is the hotel that we had in Cairo. You could open these gigantic windows to the outside and this draft would be coming through, and you could just sit in your bed and do like stuff on the computer with really bad Wi-Fi, and you could hear the cars beeping downstairs, but it didn't matter. You're 7 stories in the air and nothing could get to you.
It was cool. You felt like you were in Cairo but disconnected from it. It was a really cool place. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't a nice hotel room by any means. It just happened to be a really cool location, I think.
It was really brown. What about you?
I don't know. It's so difficult to say. Like, I've been a lot of places that I like a lot. And I mean, it's hard to compare. Like, they're all so different. So, I don't know. Like, I mean, we have certain places that we really enjoyed, but to say like the perfect spot, it's like, I can't even begin to grapple that. I don't know. I guess my favorite spot, maybe someplace, wherever Katie is with me. That's pretty good, I think. So.
A side note on the Cairo thing, I don't like the city of Cairo. I like the escape that we had in that little hotel room. So don't go to Cairo because I said like that place was great. Cairo is good, but that hotel room is like being in a different place. So that's why.
Khalid Aline asks, do you guys know who Hatsune Miku is? If so, have you ever gone to her concert before or are willing to go? Actually, yes. I played Project Diva on the PSP a lot when it came out, so I know all about this. And I actually was in Akihabara maybe a month ago, and she was having a concert. I was like, oh, I should go. I was like, there's all these like chubby otaku in line with like neon signs and stuff. And I was like, oh, I should go. But then it was like 4,000 or 5,000 yen, and I was like, I don't know, maybe not. And I ended up not going. But I think I probably would go just to see, because it's kind of weird, right? It's like a pop star that's like a computer. It's weird. So maybe.
It's a hologram.
Some of her music is good. This one, I mean, it's not great. Some of it's okay.
Italo Canadinese.
That's a tough one to say.
Yeah, I tried my best. Sorry if I messed it up. Basically asked about income taxes as a English teacher. And the example that was given was, if you spend 3,000 yen for classroom supplies, is there such a thing as write-offs or deductibles? No.
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah, I asked my school, the junior high school that I worked for, if there was any sort of budget for school supplies as well, and the answer is no. Providing you with stuff is not something that they do. Like, or giving you the option to go and get your own stuff is not something that they do. So I have had to spend my own money to make things look nice. And I haven't asked for any of it back because I don't think you're going to get it back. I think it's rude almost to ask that as a foreigner or as just an employee in general in the Japanese system.
And like, as far as like, maybe you can do a tax write-off or something at the end of the year, but like, we can't read the forums, so somebody
Yeah.
else has to do them for us, and it's just not worth the trouble for how little we get them spending on it.
Yeah.
And the other side of the question was the same person?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and enlighten us about taxes in general, like purchasing a meal from a restaurant or a train ticket or something. 99.9% of the time, the price of the taxes are incorporated into the cost of the item. Like, so the price tag will be like the correct price with the tax. So you don't see it at all, but I'm under the impression that the sales tax is somewhat low. So, but I mean, again, it's not something that you're really ever confronted with. So, you know, every once in a while you see something and it's like 100 yen, and then you have to pay 105 yen, like at a 100 yen shop. Like there's 5 yen on that 100 yen. So you have to pay an extra 5 yen for tax. So I guess it's, what, 5%?
You don't really think about it, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, so it's just, it exists, but it's not tremendously high or anything as far as I can tell.
This was one of the strangest questions that we got, but one that I'm actually interested in answering. I was interested in answering all of them, don't worry. But this one is, there's an interesting answer to it.
It's outside of the box a little bit.
JH Shepherd 78 says, I watch a number of couples on YouTube. Many of them are American women living with a Japanese significant other. Seems like the Americans begin to develop a strange sounding accent in their first language after having lived in Japan for a while. I've noticed that neither of you seem to have adopted this accent. Could you elaborate, please? Yes, you're right. Many people will start to get a weird accent on their native language when they are living in Japan. I've definitely heard it before. I know what you're talking about. And working in the junior high school, I used to put on this strange accent. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what language I was mimicking. I don't know what I was trying to do. But I would put on this accent because I thought that it made the kids understand me better. And I shot some videos and listened to myself talk like this, and I couldn't understand why I was doing that. So one of my New Year's resolutions in 2011, I think, was to stop using that accent and just talk normally.
Which is what they need to hear. Like,
if they go to another country, if they go to America, they're not going to hear this strange accent I've invented. They need to hear this accent. They need to hear my real voice to understand better. I shouldn't be trying to smooth it over for them. So that's why we don't really have that accent, because we've tried not to have an accent, but we also don't live with Japanese people.
yes. So we aren't constantly around somebody who's speaking with like a different type of language, like inflection on different sounds and stuff.
Yeah.
So like we talk to each other all the time, so our accents clearly are just going to continue to stay how they were because we're constantly exposed to natural English. But I think that a lot of people, if they, like he said, that people living with a Japanese significant other, I think you could end up twisting the way you pronounce things. And their Japanese is probably getting pretty good, but maybe at the expense of a little bit of their English pronunciation. But we have friends that are married to Japanese people, and I don't notice that they have an accent. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking for it, or I'm just like, oh, that's how they talk, and I don't think about it. But I don't notice that most of the people we know that live with Japanese spouses have a strange accent at all.
I've noticed.
Have you?
Yeah.
I don't notice it all the time. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it. Cosmos Vision asks, and this is my favorite question. I must know the answer. Why are giraffes called nubbins by Eric? And I think it's fascinating that people are picking up, like, I don't think we've ever focused on that. Maybe we have, but at some point in a video, casually I've said nubbins, and they've realized I was talking about giraffes. It's because giraffes have fuzzy nubbins on their head, right? Like these little nubs, and they've got fuzz on them. So I call them fuzzy nubbins, and it just sort of stuck. And one day, when I was at work, like in America years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, I don't remember why, but my friend at work and we emailed the director of the National Zoo in like Washington, D.C., and we were like, why do giraffes have fuzzy nubbins? And she responded. It was like really like talking like she was speaking back to a child. She was like, thank you for your question. I believe you're referring to the horns, and then like explained what they're there for. It was really funny, so that's why I call them nubbins, because they got nubbins.
Michael D asked, what kind of hobbies do you have in Japan? I believe also The No Rook also asked this. We do some geocaching, and we play video games, and I make up small projects for myself that take an exhausting amount of time to do, and then I feel really good about myself when they're finished. Other than that, I don't know.
We make videos.
We make videos.
We make and edit videos, and I casually study Japanese, so that is something I do. But honestly, like the summers are hot and the winters can be kind of cold, and like you don't have a car, and like the only time we really go out is in the spring and in the fall.
We are hermits.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time inside, and we work a lot, so we don't have a lot of hobbies, but that's kind of what we do. Video games.
When we had plots, I did a lot of driving.
Yeah,
But we don't have plots anymore, so no driving.
David Berlin 07 asks, Eric, what have you been up to since you both moved from Kumagaya? I remember you working at a cram school there part-time, but your videos kind of went on a hiatus once you both settled into your present apartment. And that's true, we haven't been making a lot of updated videos about our current like actual day-to-day life. But I actually am working full-time essentially at a school that is under the same like umbrella of the school that Katie works for. So she works with like little kids, like preschool kids, and I work with elementary kids. So after they finish with her school's program, they come to the program at my school sometimes. So I'm teaching. And I was also teaching until this week actually, little tiny kids, like 2-year-olds. And they ended up actually finding another teacher that was gonna take that because while I didn't hate it, I didn't find it super rewarding, and the other teacher needed more classes to like flush out his schedule, so it worked really good. He was able to take the classes, and then now I have some more free time that I can use for playing playing video games. And let's see, Jay Fry said, Eric, what do you do with your days while Katie is teaching? And do you ever pretend that your apartment is a Gemini space capsule before she gets home? So the first part of the question is yes. Or the first part of the question is I teach, so that's what I do. I also work. And the second half of the question is we have these chairs from IKEA, and when you're sitting in them, it actually kind of feels like you're in a space capsule. So yeah, I do that all the time. So I sit and I play the Wii U, and I'm in my space capsule, like a super high-tech computer.
I have no idea how to say this. Aoi X Gazette. I hope I did okay. Katie, do you enjoy teaching the smaller kids or the bigger kids? Smaller. It's much more intimate, much more connecting. When I was working with the junior high school kids, there's really no connection. Like, I'm more like a comedian with an audience with them. With the smaller kids, I'm more like a cool aunt, and I have a connection with them. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And is teaching the smaller kids different from how you teach our kids in America? I've never taught kids in America, so I vaguely remember being taught something a long time ago. I don't know how people go about teaching American kids, so I don't know the difference, and I don't want to belittle anyone by trying to make a hypothesis about how people teach American kids, so I have no idea if there is a difference. I just got a big smile from a guy. Yeah, so those are the two questions that she had, and definitely the smaller kids. Like, there's so much personality and there's so much development going on, and they're not trying to be too cool for school. If they want to dance, we're dancing.
Which is more difficult?
Oh, by far, the little kids is more difficult, but it's more overly like the work part of it. It's not the kid part of it, it's how much work I have to do for that job. So the jobs are vastly different. Tristan Coleshaw, Hikori-chan, and Mark Casey have asked whether we think we'll be in Japan permanently or long term, and the answer is no.
Well, I mean, we have been here for 2.5 years, so what do you define as long term?
Yeah, long term's probably like 10, 15, forever.
Yeah.
I don't see myself doing that. What about you?
I guess not. Like, if I can have a job outside of the like education, teaching and stuff, like not that it's a bad job now, but again, it comes back to like I don't feel like doing that for my whole life. So if we could do something else, then maybe I could see myself like being happier here. But not happier, just like long-term happy. So that would be it.
Tristan also asked what our life goals are. Don't ever die. That's one of my life goals. Don't ever die. Life goals would just be to be happy doing.
You want to be
something.
Amelia Earhart? What are you talking about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It just be somewhere doing stuff that makes us happy.
Yeah, just to have fun.
Yeah, we have no goals. Nothing. It's goalless, and maybe that's what makes some people happy.
We meet some people that have huge goals and aspirations and stuff, and we're always like, man, those people are really driven. Like,
how do you do
weird.
that?
Like, how do you have these goals? And we're just like floating along. So I don't know, just wee. That's my goal.
Eric Wong asked, "Can Eric take a small bite?"
Is he talking about himself or me?
Can you take a small bite?
Come on, Eric. Can you take a small bite?
Can you?
Of course I can take a small bite.
Ow!